welcome back to my channel, Country Conversations with Diva D. This is my episode review of Basketball Wives Orlando, episode 4. It's season 1, episode 4. I forgot to get the name of the episode, so bear with me. I mean, it's not that important. We're going to get down to the meat. I'm going to give it to you real and raw like I do. But I need the pause, don't I? You see what's missing? My brand new microphone. Hold on 1 second. And we're back. Yeah, so used to not having a mic, I really don't know how to act with one. You know what I'm saying? Let me just turn the juice up to 100 so y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you feeling me? Am I tubbing? Let's go, let's go, let's go with this review. Now, this was a good episode, wasn't it, child? Now, if you like the Basketball Wives, then you should love my reviews. Come on in, come on in. Commercial-free entertainment over here. Okay, so, now the episode opens up at the last episode. Oh, well. Danny and Morgan are already over there with the mess, ain't they? Did y'all see that? How they was already ready for the mess, and then you have the other two over there ready for the mess. Megan had her conversation going too. You know, she was trying to get to the bottom of things with Ashley, but let's get on into it. Okay, the episode opens up at the Last Supper. Nick says she and Danny to talk. Now, she wants Danny and Mackenzie to talk. Now, she sounds crazy, don't she? Morgan is already on 10. Nikki is actually the one who really set this thing in motion. It wouldn't have been a issue had she not gone back and told Morgan and Danny that, you know, they were calling them bullies. So has come about because of a bully conversation. All right, so Morgan and Danny, they have to have them some libation. Just when I was beginning to see it for Ashley, she goes and tells Megan her story, right? She takes no accountability in this conversation. So Megan is like, well, you know, I'm here to kind of advocate for Morgan. And she's like, sure you are. Because, you know, she told you her pity story. So I know that, you know, you are, you know, probably kind of on her side. And she's turned all the other girls against me with her lies. And then Megan clocks her and she's like, well, really? Has she really lied? Because she really thought that you guys were friends. Well, we were. What? Nah. Ashley. Did you forget that you said that y'all were just basketball friends? And so Danny and Morgan, they go into the area where the Last Supper is set up. And the first thing they do is pick up the place cards. Rude. Why would you do that? Now, if you were at an upscale event, say you were going to see the Queen, would you pick up the place cards she had set out, or she wouldn't set them out herself now, would she? She will always have somebody to do it. Would you go there, moving place cards? Well, the setup was wonky. Don't get it twisted. I mean, she's right across from her enemy, but I think the reason why Mulan set it up that way is because she wants them to look straight at each other while, you know, before the drama gets started. And then, of course, the mess gets started, right? They bring up the locks. And so Megan was like, well, you know, the only reason why I brought that up is because I thought you were culturally appropriate. And she said, but you don't think I'm black? And then she says, are you black? And she said, yes, I'm black. I'm black and white. And everybody looking like, say what now? Honestly, I just thought she was a white girl with a really, really deep tan. Maybe on the Italian side, still white, but, you know, on the Italian side. So, in Megan's confession, she was like, I bet she is white. If she was black, she could quote a line from Fridays. I bet she can't quote a line from Fridays. And, well, you got knocked the fuck out. I guess we can quote lines from Friday, can't we? So, does that mean you black if you can quote lines from Friday? Because I know plenty. When I'm working down at the state hospital on the children's unit, baby, when I tell you that those kids could call, you ain't got a lie, Craig. When I tell you those kids could quote those lines from Fridays, anyway, white and black. You might not add. But anyway, then the thing about the bullying comes up. And Nick is sitting there trying to stand in it because she only implied that they were bullies, right? So she's trying to, backpedal out of the statement of Morgan and Danny being bullied. Now, I don't say they bullies. I wouldn't say that, but they're mean girls. Over in the corner stuff, yeah. Bully-ish behavior. But, definitely enough to get somebody riled up. But again, the real mess started in this whole situation. Now, a lot of people say she played on the Chicago Inks and all that type of stuff. I don't know anything about those Inks. I couldn't get into Little Caesars and all them. I tried. I might have watched one episode. So I don't know her like that. But from what I see on here, no ma'am. She ain't for me. And then she was like, well, so Morgan's like, I'm not a bully. And then she's like, well, you are kind of like that because you have a tendency, to talk about people behind their back. And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, Nick calls Morgan a Bill Bill. And Morgan's like, girl, I don't know you like that for you to be calling me no Bill Bill. And then Morgan's like, you were talking while I was talking, so, you were being rude. And so Nick said, I can say whatever I want to say. Next thing you know, Nick gets the napkin. What? Right in Morgan's face. And there go Nikki over there acting like she didn't have nothing to do with it, like she didn't cause all of this, and then co-sign on the bully statement. Then Mulan tried to break up the fight. Next thing you know, because Danny always has Morgan back. Ooh. I see the formation of Evelyn and Jennifer going on here. But anyway, Mulan tries to, break up the fight. And while she's trying to break up the fight in the melee, while Danny's trying to defend Morgan, she clocks poor Mulan. And security comes, they break up the fight. Nick is yelling in the parking lot. She follows Morgan to the Morgan to the parking lot. But before that, Morgan throws her shoe. And I wish she had a hit her. Deep down inside, I don't condone violence, but deep down inside, when she out there, where your man's at? Where your man's at? Is she saying that because she's divorced? Because then you just come up off a situation where you and Kenzie are just not trying to co-parent because y'all got a dude in common. A dude that just recently got up out of a relationship with Kenzie. But that's neither here nor there now, is it? But anyway, I tell you one thing about that good Morgan. That good Morgan, that tall, thin, cute in the face, thin in the waist. I tell you one thing about that Morgan wasn't backing down for Big Nick. I might start calling Nick that, Big Nick. Sounds good, though. Anyway, next. Ashley and Megan and Mulan meet at the restaurant. Mulan seems genuinely hurt. She seems genuinely hurt by her getting into it with Danny more than anything. I don't think she cared too much for the other girls, but in that scene, you could see Ashley trying to sow seeds of discord, right? Because she on an island by herself, which she admitted. So now she got some allies, right? She got Mulan, and she got Kenzie, because Kenzie already had been in the corner a little bit, right? So she got an ally, well, two. And Megan is like, well, you think that y'all could ever be cool again? Because, she made a mistake. and she should be able to apologize. And then Mulan is like, well, hey, I don't know about all that because you lay your hands on me. I don't think we could ever be cool like that. Anyway, Nikki says, in the next scene, Nikki says that, says to Morgan and Danielle that Mulan is messy. Nikki, okay, moving right along. Nikki says she told Jasmine's the makeup artist not to do her makeup anymore. And here's where the side-by-side conversation start with the simultaneous screenshots. So, here we go. Danielle put Jasmine and Mulan in a group chat. Mulan says to Nikki, you tend to forget what you say. That's to remind her that she knows that she also co-signed in saying that Morgan and Danny are buds. But right now, Nikki is ally with Mulan and with Morgan and Danny. And Mulan says to Nikki, well, you said you tend to forget what you say. Then she say, well, I stand on what I say. Mulan say, I see you trying to make it on the safe side, which means that she's trying to be over there with Morgan and Danny because, even though they are bullies and the mean girls of the group, and to me, more mean girls than bully, but that's how she felt in the moment as well. And she's like, well, once they get the differences out about the makeup artist, old Nikki calls in the text, calls Mulan a Oompa Loompa. Now, where did that come from? Now, Oompa Loompas have little green hair and they're orange. So, she says that she was calling her that, because she's small and wears a lot of orange colored type makeup. So Mulan is, Mulan fires back, as she should. Because I would have fired back too. And she said, you ain't so small yourself. Because not only are Oompa Loompas orange with green hair and they little white jumpers, right? The little white overalls. They are plump right there around the bottom area. And y'all know how I feel about Beloved's little bottom. Okay, I be scared it's about to fall out. But anyway, she was like, and then she just sends me a picture of the back of me. Now, Nick is over there crying to them, to Danny and Morgan, talking about, she body shaming me. Well, what do you think that how did she take, you calling her Oompa Loompa? She felt that you body shaming her, and that's exactly what Mulan said. She's like, well, she called me Oompa Loompa, so now she's saying, because I shot back at her, that I'm body shaming. Okay, girl. That was a tit for tat situation. Oh, my goodness. Here they go, right? And next thing, besides all that, let me just say, they over there comforting Nikki, Danny, and Morgan. They over there comforting her. She's boo-hoo-hoo and laying it on thick, and nobody feels sorry for her. I don't. Boo. Whatever. So, Nick and Mackenzie meet at the house down the street. So what she does is go to the house, walk in the house, come back out the house, take her down the street, and Nick is consoling her and, letting her know that I understand you miss Shad. And, Nick is really laying on thick because she wants things to work out with Shad and Kenzie, right? When I say Kenzie, I'm making that short for Mackenzie. And that's how my notes look. So once y'all start getting used to me, you'll understand that I'm a shorthand writer, if that's what that's called. Because, baby, when I was in college, my whole way of taking notes changed. So, when you hear me saying Kenzie and cutting off people's names, besides Nick, because I think they're short for something, then I'm just using short notes on that. And so, anyway, she's like, well, I just, it's just time for me to, spend more time with Shad. And like I said, oh, Nick is encouraging that. And she's like, you know what? Nick says, you know what? I may have not should have thrown the napkin. Say what now? Did she do something to you and make you throw that napkin? Not really. Talking when you talking, that's what y'all all do. Okay? So that whole interaction you had with Morgan when y'all were cool-ish, that didn't have to happen. Now you have Kenzie and Ashley, right? Ashley is not an ally that you want to have unless you want her fixing Dwayne up over there with other women. Because you know she is still cool with Morgan's nemesis over there, right? You don't think she'll do the same thing to you? Try it back. So anyway, the bullies. They all go to boxing lessons. Because, you know, at one time, Megan was in the bully category, too. She wasn't a good fit for LA. But she's beginning to fade into the background on here for me, too. Is anybody else feeling that? About, you know, Megan? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Do you feel like Megan is kind of being placed on the back burner on what started to be like her own kind of like show type of situation? But that Danny and that Morgan, baby, I mean, hey, they making this show real interesting. And all right, Basketball Wives LA, I know y'all are spin-offs of each other. Y'all are supposed to be like sister shows, but y'all better bring it. Cause they're interesting. And anyway, they had boxing class, and Megan asked Danny, did Kenzie. 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. Excuse me. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? My nephew. Chad. So we're at the boxing match, right? Okay, so still at the see how you get thrown off when you're filming and somebody call you. So when Kenzie were talking about Shad over in the previous scene, the kids were swimming, and it seems like that Kenzie does not mind leaving her kids over there with Nick. Nick, you a glorified babysitter, ain't you? Anyway, now, so I had to go back to that previous scene because I didn't talk about how the kids were swimming and whatnot. But well, I'm just gonna say this. Pick up where I left off here. It seems that Danny is really trying to make things right with Mulan, because you know she felt that Mulan was really her friend, and so they break things up, and Danny gets mad all over again because she says she apologized, and Mulan didn't return her call. I hope I'm not missing anything here because, like I said, I tried to read my notes and get back where I was, but when you do that, the notes move, and you try to like get back on there. Well, you know what I'm saying. You try to get back to exactly where you were. Did I forget? Kind of like too. Anyway, I'm glad that Danny apologized to Mulan. At least she put forth the effort there. But the problem is with the apology is it was just a little bit too late. And I think Mulan feels like she should apologize to her right away. Now, finally, I'm at the end because I was getting close to the end anyway. So, Kenzie decides to go wherever Rashad is, and then she it's not Nick that's gonna be glorified babysitting again. She decides to this time take her son her kids to her dad. And her dad tells her, oh, it's one other thing. I know what it was. I can't forget to add that. That Danny said that I don't care what he does, but he better not have my kids around kids. And if he does, what you gonna do? See, the thing about you, Danny, is you want this man back so bad that you are willing to fight over him, and he's not fighting for you, dear. Like I said in the previous video, if it's meant to be, y'all will get back together. And I'm just saying it. But anyway, as Kenzie is packing to get ready to go, and her dad tells her, every time I turn around, I see you and my other daughters fighting over a man that wants somebody else's man or is still somebody else's man. So dad is really in a way calling no girl side chick too. And he just keeps it 100. Milan, she calls Danny aggressive. And she don't like the way Danny is, was punching on her. So this is like in the next episode. So I think that I don't think Milan is going to ever be able to get to a point where, she's okay with her putting her hands on her. And, it's really sad because, I like the two athlete girls together. I like seeing those girls playing basketball out there because that's one thing we hadn't seen. We see girls that's on the pretty pedestal like Jennifer or like Evil and even Cece, but OG was an athlete. I like to see that on these type of shows because at Jackson State, it was so segregated. You would be surprised at a black school how we grouped off with each other. But shoot, those male athletes pretty much only dated girls that played sports. It was weird. The Greeks only dated the Greeks. Band. When I tell you that band was clicked off, dating only each other, it was just so happening that our freshman year that we met some guys that were in the band, and they fastly became my friends. We started dating some of them, but other than that, primarily you dated, I guess, maybe like you in proximity with. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's time for me to close this video. I wish Danny and Mulan get back on track. Hopefully in future scenes that we'll see they will. But I saw that once Mulan called Danny aggressive, this was all off the show, that she was saying that, Danny was talking about her Mulan was talking about her on Twitter. But again, fingers crossed, okay? But anyway, that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize for the long pause because, like I said, I was trying to get back to exactly where I was before I was so rudely interrupted. But that's neither here nor there. Like the video, get the likes up. What else I was going to say? This is Country Conversation with DVD. As I do when I'm getting ready to close. I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.